morning, traders. Welcome to the TMT Stock Market Strategy video for Wednesday, August 3rd. Okay, so we did get some selling to the downside, breaking that 13-day consolidation. Russell 2000 was looked really interesting because we started moving higher, and then we reversed course and started breaking down, as well as the transports, which I had mentioned to you, overlaying the Dow Jones, which I'll show that to you in the charts as well. So we are moving lower, at least for yesterday's trade. We'll see what happens today. One day does not make a trend, but I do believe that, like I mentioned before, we are into seasonal time of weakness in the equity markets, where we see some weakness from August up until October, and then we would obviously reevaluate. So I do believe a bigger correction, or I would say a bigger pullback, is in the cards. So let's go right into it, guys. This is the NYUD. I showed this to you many times, and I said below zero. We were hanging up here in the in the equity markets while this started to break down real hard, actually. And as you can see, we had that big spike pop up, and now we're below zero. So this is one of the clues that that I like to look at. And when I see that the internals are starting to break down while price is still holding up, eventually price is going to follow what the internals are doing. So good sign here. Next is going to be the bullish percent SPX point and figure chart. That's in this indicator is telling us that we are back on a sell signal here. We just crossed over. We had a cross here. We had a nice big move up, and then we'll cross back down again. When you're at these elevated levels, you usually get a pullback. So we do have another sell signal. And this is just one of the indicators that are in our TMT trading model. We're still neutral at the moment, but if we get two closes below that 215.50 or the 21.50 in the ES, and we'll get into the chart segment, then we're going to go back on a sell signal here. So right now, that's what it is. Let's see what happens before the end at the end of the trading day today. Here's the VIX. When you're at extreme lows, you got to be careful. You got to realize either you buy protection if you're looking to hold through bumpy roads in the markets. But right now, we had a big move up. VIX comes into seasonal strength from August to October. So volatility starts to pick up, and that makes a lot of sense. If you have weakness in equities, you should have some strength in the VIX. So keep an eye on the VIX. We have the VXX, which we are going to put out our VXX trading system, automated trading system, and that will be also in our dark pool trading room. Come check it out. Go right to the TMT tradingmarkettechnicals.com, and you can look under the tab automated trading systems. Anyway, you could see here we had this went on, actually went on a buy signal. I like to see another day to take out 1079. If it could take out 1079's high, then I think we can easily move up to $12, $13 in the VXX as volatility starts to pick up. We're not there yet. Now you could see here that we did get a crossover in the RSI. I just need to cross over now MACD and take out the local swing high here at 1074, and then that would be on a buy signal. So we'll see what happens for today. Here is the S&P. I mentioned, I showed you some symmetry here, 14 days, 11, 13, and then 13 up here, and then we went sideways. So 215.50, which we basically back tested yesterday and closed just right on it. We're down a little bit in the pre-market, but this is something that we need to monitor closely. I do believe we could see 212, and then ultimately 210 would be our projected target, a 38% target right here, which puts in a lot of support. You could see here the big supply and demand here. So 210 is what my real target is, and then we would reevaluate to see if that's just a pullback or a start of a correction. Okay. Next is going to be the 60-minute. You could see we were talking about divergence, and sure enough, we did get divergence. But as the longer you stay up here elevated, the more it unwinds the overbought reading. But this is just a sample of what we show you on our premium video, our premier video. You could see, and if you were part of our premium video, you knew when you were short to take profits at 214.68, and this is exactly what our premier video subscribers did yesterday. Anyway, 30-minute, you could see here we finally broke down. Bollinger Bands were pinching. We started to move much lower, and now we back tested the lower end of the range at 215.50. You could see that here, and then I'll see now if this creates just a bear flag and we start to move much lower. Okay. This is the big chart that I've been showing you guys. I showed you we had a bull flag. Let's see if that works. I'm taking that away because that's a failed bull flag, and now we're starting to move lower again. This transports and the Dow were disconnected, meaning that we had divergence in the transports and the Dow. So the Dow theorist actually should be nervous about what's happening because now the Dow is starting to, the transports are moving lower. We'll eventually take the Dow lower with it. Okay, this is our leader, guys. The transports are our leader, and you can see what's happening. And I said to you, 136 and then 135 will be the two projected targets, and then ultimately the Brexit low. Okay, so this is not a good sign for the equity markets when the leader is breaking down. Also, when you have the Russell. Now, Russell does come into seasonal strength, believe it or not. It's the only index that comes into seasonal strength. But if you have a decent sell-off in the equity markets, Russell will be very, very hard to actually start to move higher. But you could see here, still holding up, overbought in our indicators. Looking for lower prices, at least to our proprietary price channel. And you could see here, this is another sample of where we have our support and resistance areas. Okay. Last is the Qs. You can see here we had a big push up in the Qs and then a move lower. So 115.50 comes back into play as far as the area of resistance. All right, guys, I hope it helps. Be interested to see if we get some follow through. We need a 2-3 day follow through. I could see some weakness going into the non-farm payroll numbers that come out on Friday. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.